Hey guys, today I'm going to be taking a look at this little Wi-Fi FPV drone by Snaptain. This is the S5C. Another one of these altitude hold Wi-Fi FPV drones, but flies pretty good. Let's take a quick look at the box. As you can see, it's S5C. It says 14 and up on age, but you could definitely fly this if you're younger than that. It's pretty easy to fly, and it flies pretty good. And it comes boxed so nicely that I almost was tempted to do an unboxing just because it's really nicely packaged inside of here, which is not that uncommon for these drones that come from Amazon. That's where Snaptain sells these, I believe, mostly on Amazon. So let's go ahead and take a look at the drone some more. And it has a 720p camera that you can tilt. You probably want it all the way up, though. You can tilt it upwards some too, as you can see, which is nice. Though you're going to end up filming the nose of the quadcopter, so that may not work too well. Otherwise, you can eliminate, looking at the ground a lot. Is pretty common with these drones. It has 3 rates, and the highest rate has a lot of pitch. So it's altitude hold, it tends to dive bomb a little bit. So you don't always want to fly full pitch, going forward in the highest rate. And you have to attach the landing gear, and I didn't put those little screws that come with it into it yet, so you can just pop these off. So I would recommend you actually secure these all the way down so that the legs couldn't fall off. Like I said, it's a 720p camera, and the video is, it's okay. It's about what you expect from a Wi-Fi FPV quadcopter, though it does use a micro SD card. That's a big plus. That way you don't have to worry about drop frames that are so common, because the Wi-Fi FPV feed to the app is actually really choppy. It froze up a lot. I mean, I was only flying it out of my driveway from my garage when I was doing a little flight a while ago, test flight, and it freezes up quite a bit. More so than I would like to see, but at least with the SD card I didn't have any drop frames. I was actually flying this in the snow. It was snowing really hard, but there wasn't a lot of wind, and you can see it didn't even get it hardly wet, and it was snowing really hard, but it flew pretty good in it. It does 360 flips pretty good also. They're a little bit big, they're not super tight flips, but it does a good job on the 360 flips. The yaw does increase with the rates, so it will increase, but it has a pretty quick yaw just to start out. Probably a little quicker than I'd like to see in the beginner's mode, the lowest rate. It comes with 2 Lipo batteries. Okay, you can see I pulled the landing gear off. They were just fine flying around and landing, but as you can see, a hard crash would pull these would probably fall off. So you want to secure those with the screws that come with it. It comes with 2 Lipo batteries. One was inserted in the craft, and the other was in a bag for a spare. These are 550 milliamps, so pretty common sized, similar to the S5C, I believe. And it uses the little micro LOCI connectors, so these are a pretty common connectors. So you can charge up 2 batteries and get yourself a pretty good flight. I got about 6.5 minutes flight time. I didn't get real exact flight time. I was mostly going by the video clips that I recorded. The LVC I think was around 30 seconds. I saw it flashing. It has red lights in the rear and blue in the front. We'll confirm that during the flight review, but I believe that's what it was. And these red lights in the rear will flash when you begin recording with the controller to the SD card. It also records it to the app whenever you, and I believe when you press the controller, and I believe that whenever you press the controller, the app, it does also initiate the recording on the micro SD card. But I would always recommend using the controller just to be safe. Now here's the controller. It comes with this over the top of it. It gives you nice labels, so you don't have to even look at the instruction manual, except that you need to see that you do need to look up that the gyro calibration is down and out or down and in. They say you can do it either way. I've never seen that before. Another unique thing about this, as I'm sure you can see, is the sticks. I've never seen this before. The sticks are not on a level plane with each other. You got one up here and one down here, but honestly I didn't really notice it too much. It feels a little bit awkward, but once you're flying, it didn't really bother me. I wasn't sure when I saw that thing, man, I don't know if I'm gonna like that, but it didn't bother me. And it seems to be made out of a nice plastic. It's not real cheap. It's got your pitch and roll trim here. This is your auto takeoff and auto landing. This is your 1-key return. This is your emergency motor stop, and this is to initiate the recordings with a quick press. Takes a picture, And like I said, it also makes it do it to the app too, if you're connected to the Wi-Fi FPV app. And a long press does a video recording. Your top bumpers, this is your 360 flips in the direction that you want to flip. And this gives you your 3 rates on top here, your low, medium, and high. And like I said, it flies pretty good, and even the highest rate, though it tends to dive bomb a little bit. You have a very small power button here for your power. It takes 3 AAA batteries. Your phone, of course, goes up here on top. And it's kind of unique. It has this little blue snap, like you pull it down, it snaps in. It does not use a screw, which I like. So many of these come with a screw, and it's a pain to grab a little screwdriver and attach, you know, take it out just to access it to put your 3 AAA batteries into it. It also comes with prop guards if you wish to use prop guards. I don't usually mess with those, but if you're a beginner, that's not a bad idea. It comes with a full set of spare props, a Phillips screwdriver, a couple of these extra spinners on top here. Comes with your USB charging cable. You know, this is going to take an hour or so to charge up these batteries. I didn't mention that a while ago. And I used a multi-charger I had from another one since I wanted to charge both of them. So I did not use a stock charger. And your little extra screws and screws to attach the landing gear and the prop guards. It comes with, you know, a pretty decent instruction manual with a bunch of different languages. But one thing I did like is a little card from Snaptain they stick in here. This is pretty common with these Amazon drones. Tells you basically if you leave your experience with them, you can get a multi-charger similar to what I used, a micro SD card, or an action camera. I don't know if you get to choose one or if they pick it. I've not asked them, but definitely something to look into. I think that little action camera would actually be really cool to get my hands on. I'd like to have that. I think that covers everything. You know, it's 720p micro SD card. You know, flies pretty good, and it comes with 2 extra two batteries, which is a really big plus. I guess the other thing we should mention is the Wi-Fi FPV app. And that is the Snaptain app. I'll put it up here on the screen. Of course, it's not going to do anything right now without it being connected. But you've got your function displays, which you press to get into the actual Wi-Fi feed, and then you can start recording from the app. You can also control it solely from the app if you wish, which I would not recommend. That's never going to be as good as using the controller. Alright guys, well I think that covers everything. So what we're going to do now is I'll move along now to the flight review with some flight sample footage. So I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I have the Snaptain S5C connected with the controller and the Wi-Fi FPV app. I suppose you wouldn't even have to use this app if you just wanted to record the video, since you can initiate it from the controller to the SD card if you just want to get some onboard footage. Of course, you're not going to know, you won't know what you're filming, of course. So it does mention, notice it's going to be really dark, so I apologize, it's kind of hard to see, but I want to get back in here. It's really cruddy weather today, and I can't get it to do a gyro calibration. Down and out just starts the prop, so it does do a quick blink, and down and in doesn't do anything, at least with the lights. So it seems like the instruction manual may be incorrect on the gyro calibration. So let's go ahead and we're going to do a long press on the controller. I'm going to start recording. As you can see, the lights down here, I'm going to hold up just in case. I don't know if this is showing up in the video. We've got red in the rear and blue in the front. So that is LED light pattern combination, and the red blinking lights means that we've got it recording to the SD card, and it is showing it here 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 seconds, and it is showing it in the app. So let's go ahead and we'll take it up. We've been having a lot of snow showers today, and this thing had no problem flying in that. There's the yaw. We are in the lowest rate. It's going to really struggle in this breeze. Let's take it up and press the rates button here. There's the middle rate, and then let's go to the highest rate. It goes up a little more, but it's not, like I said, it's not a huge jump up in the yaw speed, and it's pretty quick. Let's show you that again. Here's the highest rate. Let's go back down to the lowest rate. You can see it's definitely increased for the middle rate and the highest rate. Okay, let's do some 360 flips here while we kind of break in this weather. Doesn't flip too bad. And I said there is a breeze here from right to left today. Let's do a back flip. Another flip to the right. Clips pretty good, and I can still see those red rear LEDs here. Move it up. Those are flashing. We're still recording. We're about a minute, but getting close to 2 minutes here into the flight. I think I got around 6.5. That wasn't really accurate. It may be a little longer than that because I was using several videos I recorded, and there was a bit of a pause in between, and I'm not sure I got all of my videos recorded. Always be sure that you stop your recording before you power stuff off, which I did do in my test flight. But if you don't do that, you can obviously lose video. It looked to me like it broke video up at 5 minutes. I had a shorter clip about 1.5 minutes, then I had a 5-minute clip, then I had about a 10-second clip right when I landed. And I think it may do that, and just to divide up the clips so you don't lose something, which is a good idea. Let's show you here going full speed from left to right here. You can see it's going to it's dive bombing. It's got so much pitch. See that? I'm letting off of it. It'll just drive it into the ground if you do it long enough. See, it's just, even though it's got altitude hold, it just can't quite maintain that because the pitch just overcomes the barometer. Not the barometer so much as the drone just is trying to maintain that altitude, and it can't with that much pitch. If you go to the, there's the intermediate rate, it does pretty good. It's losing maybe a hair of altitude, but not much. I got my back to the wind here. The wind is going from right to left, and so I'm trying my best to keep this in view for you guys. But with this wind, and it's really cold, you can probably see the snow flurries flying by here. Let's just take it up a little higher here for just a moment. I'm not going to take it up too high since this weather's not very good. But with that really quick yaw, it's hard to take it up and do a pano shot moving around because it's just so fast. If it's really calm day, you drop it down to the lowest rate and do that. But even then, the yaw I think is a little too fast for that. Overall, it flies pretty nice. Let's do another flip. There we go. LEDs are fairly easy to see, especially on a day like today. I've got the camera angled about level or maybe a hair upwards. You can aim, considerably up, like 30 degrees or so, but you're going to catch the front of your drone, and that's going to look kind of tacky. The Wi-Fi FPV feed, the video looks pretty good to me, but it is very laggy and it does freeze a lot. So I wouldn't recommend trying to fly this by FPV. Just more to get a frame your shot. Since you're recording to the SD card, you're not going to get all that frozen frames and drop frames. Let's go over here and do an auto landing and see how the auto landing works. Do it here where it's a little more level. Very nice. It didn't even tip over. Very good. Let's go ahead and we'll take back off again. Just fly it here for maybe another 30 seconds or so. We're at 5:20, so we don't have a whole lot of battery flight life left anyway. Maybe another 2 minutes, because like I said, I don't know if my flight estimate time was too terribly accurate on my initial test. My hands are freezing. It's cold flying in this. Of course, I got sandals. You probably are seeing me in the video here. Kind of wave. Just got socks and sandals I threw on to come out here and do this. My feet are actually not cold. It's my hands. Hands are freezing out here. Wear gloves. I've always found wearing gloves to be kind of hard to fly. You lose that feeling in your fingers. Let's go ahead and do an auto landing here and go ahead and end this. It's probably going to flip over in the grass a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and do a long press. Stop my video. Got that recorded to the SD card, and I've also got it recorded. I believe it also records to your phone if you want to take a quick look at the video. But the feed to your phone is going to have drop frames, frozen frames, and it may actually come out to be that your video on your phone could be 30 seconds shorter than recorded video because of all those drop frames on there. So like I said, I don't recommend using the phone recorded video. All right, guys, well, that wraps up the review of the Snaptain S5C. Be sure to subscribe, guys, if you're not, and click the bell so you know when I upload a video. And as always, guys, have a good day.
The power of the dark side.